Hi everybody and welcome back to Meals of the Week. So today is Monday and we are going to be having a chicken tikka. Ella's never had it before, but I've got some chicken breast mini fillets, my pilau rice, these garlic and coriander naan breads, and then also the tikka masala sauce. I've already chopped my chicken up into chunks and added some oil in the pan. I'm then going to sprinkle on this spice mix that came on top of the jar of sauce. I'm going to give this a good mix and then cook the chicken until it is cooked all the way through. Once the chicken is cooked, I'm then going to add in the jar of sauce. I'm also going to add a little bit of water, give it a shake just to get the remainder out of the jar. And then that way nothing is going to waste. I'm going to pop a lid on this and let this simmer whilst I get on with the naan breads and the rice. For the naan breads, I'm just going to pop these into the oven. I have given them a little splash of water to stop them drying out. And then once everything has nearly finished cooking, the last thing I'm going to do is put the rice into the microwave for 2.5 minutes, and then everything will be ready to plate up. And this is how everything looks once it has all been plated up. It was a little bit spicy, if I'm honest. We definitely do prefer the korma over the tikka, but it was still pretty tasty, and this is what we had for our tea tonight. On Tuesday we had these chicken and bacon kievs that I picked up out of Tesco. And to go with them, I am just going to do these smoked paprika and salt potato spirals. These are really nice, and then also some spaghetti and sausage. The first thing I'm going to do is just put the kievs onto a lined baking tray, and these are going to go into the oven. For the potato spirals, I'm going to put these into the air fryer now, and I think these go in for about 10 to 15 minutes. And then the last thing that I have to do is just heat through the spaghetti and sausage on the hob, or you could put this in the microwave, and then everything is going to be ready to go. A super easy and quick tea, but yet super filling and super tasty. And this is how it looks once it is all plated up. A super easy and cheap meal to make, one that the kids love, and to be honest, I don't mind it either. This is Ayla's plate. She's also got this little sauce that she got out of Costa, that she got with these little cheese bites, and I just give her it in case she wanted to dip her potato spiral. And that's everything that we had for our tea tonight. On Wednesday, I needed something really quick and easy to make because we were heading out. So we had chicken egg fried rice. I've got my chicken, rice, and then also the eggs here. So I've already chopped up my chicken into cubes. I've then put it into a pan with some oil, seasoned it with salt, pepper, and a little bit of garlic. And I've also put a little bit of soy sauce in here too. Once the chicken is cooked, all I've done is crack 2 eggs into the pan, and I'm going to keep whisking so it turns into like a scrambled egg mixture. And finally, once that egg has cooked through, I'm going to add in the rice and some soy sauce and let this all just heat through together, and that is it. Super simple and easy. You could have also added in some veg into this, but Ayla can be a little bit funny with cooked veg, so I've just left it out. It just saves the hassle of her having to try and pick through it. And that is everything all plated up. A really quick meal to make, especially when we are heading out the door shortly, but this is what we had for our tea on Wednesday. On Thursday we had chicken and dumplings, so I've got a dumpling mix here, some chicken breast mini fillets, 2 chicken stock cubes and also some potatoes, which I actually completely forgot about. So first thing I'm going to do is put my stock cubes into a jug, add some boiling water and give this a good mix to make sure that is all dissolved. I've put the chicken stock into a pan and all I'm going to do is drop in my chicken fillets and let these cook for about 20 minutes. Whilst my chicken is cooking, in a separate pan I'm just sweating off this veg mix. It is a soup based mix and I think it is carrots, onion and celery, and I've also given it a good dollop of butter as well. So I'm going to let this cook through for a few minutes and then I'm going to sprinkle over some flour. Once the flour has cooked off, I'm going to then start adding in that chicken stock from the chicken pan. And I'm going to do this a little bit at a time and you'll start to see this thick soupy base starting to appear. You want to do this until all the chicken stock is gone, and then at this point I'm just going to season the stock, so I'm just going to add a little bit of pepper and some mixed herbs in here. It doesn't need any salt because the chicken stock was already salty enough. Once all that has been simmering for a few minutes, I'm then going to add back in my chicken and give it a good mix and then transfer it to an oven-proof dish. I'm now moving on to making the dumplings. I'm just going to empty the dumpling mix into a glass bowl, and the recipe I was looking at used cheese and I thought that'd probably make a nice change, so I'm going to add a few handfuls of cheese in here, give it a mix and then add in my water. And finally, I'm just going to split the dumpling mix into 4 and put 1 in each corner. This is then going to go into the oven for about 20-25 minutes. And this is it fresh out of the oven. This was my first time actually making chicken and dumplings from scratch, and I think it turned out pretty good. I've also just realised that every single meal had chicken in, so we're definitely going to be clucking by the end of this week. That's it all plated up now, and that is the end of meals of the week, guys. Sorry it's only 4, but we were out quite a bit this week and I actually forgot to record one day. But I hope you enjoyed anyway. Don't forget to like, comment and subscribe, and I will see you all in the next one.